everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. And I'm Saral Nashier with you today with this session on strategy for the working people. I mean, if you are preparing for CAT 2023, so what strategy you should be adopting for that? And of course, if you are a dropper or let's say you are a fresher, you have just started preparing for CAT, so what exactly you should be doing? So these are the things that I'm going to discuss in this session. So first of all, please confirm it once. Am I clearly audible and visible to all of you? I hope there are no operational issues. After that, we shall start with our session. Okay. So why this topic? First of all, the simple reason is that all the people who are working somewhere, they always have this problem that along with their job, it is so difficult to make our preparation strategy because we all know that how pressurous the jobs are nowadays, especially in these times of a lot of firings and all. So we always have this problem, right? So how do we manage our time with the job? Of course, I'll try to give you a generic solution for that, though it might not apply to each and everyone because that also depends upon your job nature. Some people have somehow 6 days working, some people have even 7 days working in some places, right? Mostly it is 5 days working, that's okay. Along with that, if I talk about the other things, for some people, I mean, the office is very far off from their place, from the house. It generally takes 1.5 hour or 2 hour to go to the office every day, and then coming back also takes the same time. Similarly, there might be some other problems with some guys, but some of you might be having a work from home options as well. There you have more time to do it. So we'll try to figure out a solution to all these things in generic terms. We'll see that what best can we do through this session. So good afternoon, Innocent. Good afternoon, Shreya Mishra. Good afternoon, Harshad Kedia. Very good afternoon to all the others who are currently listening to me. So let's start with our session. Okay, शुरुआत करते हैं. I'll also be talking about the people who are not working anywhere. They are completely devoted to the studies. So others also वे हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. Let's start. The first thing according to me is know your exam first. Why am I writing this? Mostly the students that I have met who are preparing for CAT, when I ask them that what is CAT or what is there in CAT, so generally they are able to tell me, sir, there is quantitative aptitude, there is verbal ability, and there is logical reasoning and data interpretation. Then I ask them, okay, what kind of questions do appear, right? How many questions should a person do? And there are a few more such questions that I ask them. They're not unable to answer those questions. The reason is most of the times the knowledge that we have about an exam is actually a second hand knowledge, right? We have heard it from someone told it to us, right? Or probably we found it on internet, we just saw the analysis of some institute, through that we tried to get to know. Now an institute writes that out of the LRDI sets, the 4 sets which were there, 2 were difficult, one was moderate, one was easy. But by saying that, you can't understand what are they calling is easy and what are they calling as moderate or difficult. These are relative terms, right? Different people have different meanings for these terms. So unless and until I do it by myself, I will not get to know about it, that what exactly do they mean by difficult, moderate, or average, or whatever. So first thing is check the exam structure, flavor, difficulty level by yourself. Try to do all these, at least 1 or 2 papers by yourself. Try to completely solve them. So for example, you can pick up CAT 2022 slot 1 paper and try to solve it completely. Do not look at what is the score you are getting. Do not look at the time factor as well. But at least get an idea about that what kind of questions do exam ask you. Okay. When we say LRDI, it has got difficult or easy sets. So what do you mean by difficult? What easy? When I'm trying those, that why am I not able to do those? Am I stuck in somewhere in the concepts, or I feel that I'm not able to properly gauge the data and answer the questions? Where am I stuck? So those things you would be able to understand only if you do those papers by yourself. So first thing first, do this. Secondly, the score versus percentile for overall as well as for all sections, right? At what score, what percentile do we get? The reason for this is for all the people who have been doing their graduation till now, for all of us, there is a standard scoring which is available. If there is an exam of 100 marks, we generally assume a score of 75, 80 or above is considered as a good score. Above 90 is considered as a brilliant score. Between 60 and 75, it's considered an average score. 50, 60 is a poor score, or slightly, I mean, below 35, a person is failed. But let me tell you that in CAT, even 50% score in your exam can fetch you 99 percentile. You are eligible for most of the IIMs. So therefore, you have to know about this. That it's not about, I mean, doing the paper the way we used to do in our school days or on college days. It's a different exam. It's a competitive exam. A competitive exam is to be dealt with a different strategy. People who are preparing for it, they are also dealing with it with a different strategy. So you also have to do that. So please keep this in mind. The score versus percentile thing, that has to be taken care of. You have to know about this before moving forward. Third, what is your target college? And to reach there, what kind of score you should be expecting or targeting? It's not that everyone is an IIM Ahmedabad material. It's not that everyone would be reaching IIM Bangalore or Calcutta. It's not that everyone is going to KJ Somaya. It's not that everyone is going to reach a very D grade college. Every person has got a different set of college that they are targeting actually, right? And let's keep those targets realistic. Who doesn't want to go to the best college through CAT, right? If you ask me, sir, which college should I be targeting? I would say target the best college. Why would you target anything below that? But my point is, let's be practical, let's be realistic. If I know probably I can't reach there at this stage, or at least at this stage, I can't think of it. So in that scenario, probably I should be first of all keeping a realistic target and reach there. After that, of course, I can always extend my target to the next best college. That can be done, but keep a realistic target and work according to that. See what score is needed to reach that particular level and start working on that. This is also very important thing, and gather your resources according to that. इतना स्कोर लाना है, ये पढ़ना है. I'm good at quantitative aptitude. I'm not good at LRDI. I'm average as verbal ability. The kind of questions that appear in verbal ability, what kind of resources do they need to improve at? Similarly, to improve in LRDI, what kind of resources do I need? Where from I can get those resources? Can I download them from somewhere? Can I get it offline from somewhere? Can I get the hard copy? Do those things, gather those all. I mean, this is the initial stage of your preparation, I would say, and this is as important as the, later stage, rather more important. The foundation has to be good on which you have to stand and work, right? If the foundation is weak, of course, whatever you do, you will always have this risk of falling down. So always keep that in mind. You have to gather your resources as well. So first of all, prepare for it. It is generally said that start early, prepare, drive slowly, and reach safely. This is that start stage. Start early, right? It is early time. You are in February right now, so you can start from here. Drive safely. So you have to have safely drive it. For that, your vehicle has to be in a perfect condition. This is what your makes your vehicle actually. Knowing all these things is important. I should know that if my vehicle breaks down, what can be the potential problems in that. Unless and until I know that, probably I would be stuck somewhere in the middle. These are the things that are needed to all of you. Good afternoon, Shraddha Sharma. I hope I'm making sense to all. I hope you are able to understand my point. This is the first thing that I would, suggest to all of you. Now, the second thing is, what is the paper pattern? Many of you would already be knowing it, but let me just talk about it once again for the people who doesn't know. CAT 2022 and CAT 2021 had the same paper pattern, that is 24 questions in verbal ability, 20 in DILR, and 22 in quantitative ability, right? All these three sections were of 40 minutes each. Each right answer had +3, wrong answer had -1. And for unattempted questions, you have 0 marks. For questions which were theta means type in the answer. MCQs are multiple choice questions. There were some multiple choice questions in which you just have to mark the right answer. For those, right answer +3, wrong answer -1, right? But for theta questions, theta is where you just have to write the answer for a question in a particular box. For theta type questions, it is only +3 or 0. There is no negative marking. Okay. So this was the paper pattern in 2022 as well as in 2021. Though many of you would already be knowing it, but I thought of just discussing it once with you. Apart from that, the score versus percentile. As I told you, according to your target college, you have to see what percentile are you targeting. For that particular percentile, what is the score you should be targeting. CAT 2022, it was a 66 questions paper, that is 198 marks. CAT 2021, once again 198 marks. Before that CAT 2020, it was a 228 marks, and before that CAT has always been a 300 marks paper. In all these 3 years, it was a 2-hour paper. In these 2 years, it was a 3-hour paper. So out of these scores, at what score, what percentile are you getting? Oh, total marks were already given. I just wrote them anyways. Okay. So what score is needed for a certain percentile? As you can see here, an 82.5 score out of 198 could have fetched you a 99 percentile. This is much lesser than even half of it, right? Much lesser than even half of it. I think it is very close to 40% of the total. Whereas the year before that, it was close to 50%, right? The year before that, it was close to 45%. So that way, you can see that around 45-50% you get a 99 percentile. As I told you, it's not an actual exam. ये वैसा नहीं है जैसा हमारे कॉलेज का या स्कूल का होता था. 50% पे भी you get 99 percentile. That has been the scenario till now. श्रद्धा शर्मा कुछ कह रही है, सर मैंने सोचा है कैट 2023 ही देने का, पर यही साल मेरा थर्ड ईयर भी है ग्रेजुएशन का, सर कैसे मैनेज हो पाएगा? दोनों ही इंपॉर्टेंट है सर, अचानक से डीमोटिवेट हो रही हूँ कुछ दिन से. श्रद्धा, आई होप दैट आई वुड बी एबल टू आंसर सम ऑफ योर क्वेश्चन इन टुडेज सेशन. लेट्स सी इफ दैट हेल्प्स यू बाय द एंड ऑफ द सेशन. जतिन क्या कह रहे हैं, सर माय 10th मार्क्स 47%, 12th 49.4, कैन आई गेट द कॉल फ्रॉम आईएम्स आफ्टर 99.9%? जतिन, चांसेस आर ऑलमोस्ट जीरो आई वुड से, बिकॉज 10th 12th के मार्क्स टॉप आईएम्स में बहुत मैटर करते हैं कई बार. तो टॉप आईएम्स से आने के चांसेस काफी कम हो जाते हैं. देयर आर सम आईएम्स, वेरी फ्यू, हु डज नॉट लुक एट योर 10th 12th scores. फ्रॉम देयर यू कैन गेट अ कॉल, दैट्स अ पॉसिबिलिटी. हाँ जी. So now when I talk about a 95 percentile, तो 95 percentile, it was even less than 1/3 of the total. Approximately 30% पे ही आपका जो है 95 percentile आ जा रहा है, right? And a 99%, 90 percentile, it was approximately at around 25%. So that way you can get an idea that percentile, तो मेरे ख्याल से आप सब लोग जानते होंगे, percentile is the percentage of people below you. This all is telling you that how many people are below you, even at a score of 50% overall or 40% or 30%. This gives you an idea about it. That's the overall structure. But when I talk about the section wise things, verbal ability and reading comprehension, right? In 2022 and 2021, both the years, the section was of 24 questions, that is 72 marks. Out of 72, if you get 38.5 marks, you get a 99 percentile. Here at 45, you get a 99 percentile. Whereas a 95 percentile was there at 29 last year. A 90 percentile was there at this score. 80 percentile was at 17 score. This is telling you that less than 25% of the questions can take you above 80% of the people. Right? अगर आप पेपर का 1/4 से भी कम करेक्ट करते हैं तो भी आप 80% लोगों से ऊपर निकल जाएंगे. दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ इट. जतिन कह रहे हैं सर समझ नहीं आ रहा, कैट का फॉर्म फिल करूं यानी प्रोफाइल अच्छा नहीं है. जतिन, 10th और 12th के मार्क्स देखिए मैटर करते हैं आईएम्स में और कुछ टॉप कॉलेजेस में भी, लेकिन देयर आर मेनी अदर कॉलेजेस व्हिच डू नॉट लुक एट योर 10th एंड 12th स्कोर्स, सो यू कैन डेफिनेटली अप्लाई फॉर कैट इन माय ओपिनियन. ठीक है जी, ये है वर्बल एबिलिटी की कहानी. बट व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट लॉजिकल रीजनिंग एंड डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन, last year and last to last year, both the years, it was a 60 marks section. Just 50% of the section could have fetched you 99 percentile last year, but slightly above that was in 2021. This happens because of the difficulty level of the paper, right? 19 का score, that is 1/3, can take you 95 percentile. 1/5, मतलब 1/4, 25% can take you to 90 percentile. सिर्फ 10.5 नंबर पे आप 80% लोगों से ऊपर हो जाते in case of LRDI. This has been the structure till now in LRDI. And finally, when I talk about quantitative aptitude both the years was of 66 marks. Out of 66, अगर आप half of the paper कर देते हैं, that takes you to 99 percentile. 1/3 of the paper takes you to 95 percentile. 1/4 of the paper takes you to 90 percentile, and 1/6 of it takes you to 80 percentile. The structure is same exactly for LRDI as well, right? अगर आप देखेंगे LRDI में भी तकरीबन ऐसा ही हो रहा है. और यहीं पे क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड में भी ऐसा ही हो रहा है. दिस विल गिव यू एन आइडिया probably that if I'm looking for a decent percentile like 95, I just need to do one third of the section. Doing one third of the section actually means that leaving two third of the section. If there are, let's say 30 questions, I have to leave 20 questions to get 95 percentile. 30 में से 20 नहीं करने हैं, right? This will give you an idea that selection of the questions is very important in CAT. What is to be done, what is not to be done is more important rather than straight away going there and playing like a T20 match कि जाएंगे और सीधा फोड़ना शुरू कर देंगे. That's not the right approach of doing questions in CAT. That strategy has to be in place, which you of course would be able to learn when you go through these sectional tests, mock tests, you analyze them well. Only then you will get an idea about it that okay, this is how we deal with these situations. Okay, that's all that you have to pay attention to. Sir, grades का भी देखते हैं. Yes, yes, Shraddha Sharma. Most of the colleges nowadays look at your 10th, 12th and graduation grades as well. ठीक है जी. Now when I talk about freshers working versus work experience, there are some I think in people's mind कि सर WorkEx वालों को ही लेते हैं, freshers को तो वो लेते ही नहीं है. तो ये सब क्या होता है? Let's talk about it. I thought of talking about this once for with all of you. So here when I talk about freshers work experience, 40% of the students registering for CAT are freshers. 40% of the students registering for CAT. I'm not talking about the people who are there in the final college, जो वहां पहुंच गए हैं. मैं उनके बारे में बात कर रहा हूं जो वहां पे बेसिकली मतलब पेपर जो लिख रहे हैं. सो पेपर देने वाले लोगों में से ही 40% आर फ्रेशर्स एंड 60% आर वर्क एक्स गाइस. फ्रेशर्स होते कौन है? द पूल ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इंक्लूड the final year students, the graduates, or the people whose results are delayed because of the COVID and all. And there are many people who have more than one, up to 6 years of experience. Those would be considered as WorkEx people. Freshers are generally those students who write CAT and join B school within 2-3 months of their graduation. Generally, right? Otherwise, a person who has less than 12 months of experience, he would also be considered as a fresher. Few of the top B schools gives weightage to work experience. This is important. Not all the B schools give weightage to your work experience. Few of them, they do give a weightage to your work experience as well. So just take it out from your mind that because you are a fresher, there is something negative with you कि मैं तो fresher हूं, मेरा तो हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि वो तो लेते ही उन लोगों को नहीं. देखिए आधे से ज्यादा तो लोग पेपर देने वाले ही वो हैं जो वर्कएक्स वाले हैं. 40% ही वो लोग हैं जो फ्रेशर्स हैं. अब ऐसे केस में अगर आप फाइनल बैच का कॉम्पोजिशन में इफ यू फाइंड 40% फ्रेशर्स, तो सीधी सीधी बात ये देयर इज नो पार्शियलिटी डन. 40% of the people writing CAT were freshers. 40% of the batch is also consisted of freshers. तो इसका मतलब ये फेयर डील है. बट इफ मोर फ्रेशर्स आर देयर, इसका मतलब फ्रेशर्स को तो कुछ फायदा मिल रहा है. इफ लेसर नंबर ऑफ फ्रेशर्स आर देयर, इसका मतलब फ्रेशर्स का कुछ नुकसान हो रहा है. दैट प्रोबेबली कैन बी अंडरस्टूड बाय दैट लॉजिक. सर क्या करूं और ग्रेड में भी क्या कर रहा हूं, इसके आगे समझ नहीं आ रहा. करियर ऑप्शन में ग्रेजुएशन में बीए कर रहा हूं. जतिन देखिए अब आप 10th और 12th के ग्रेड्स का तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते, वो जितने आए हैं आए हैं. ग्रेजुएशन में अगर आप बीए कर रहे हैं, दिस विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू इन डूइंग एमबीए बिकॉज दे विल गिव यू एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स फॉर दिस दैट यू आर फ्रॉम बीए. दे गिव एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स अकॉर्डिंग टू द discipline of the person from graduation. So MBA is definitely one of the options. For the other options you can definitely talk to someone else. मतलब मैं इतने से तो मैं नहीं बता पाऊंगा आपको क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं. इट्स अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस, बैठ के बात करनी पड़ेगी लंबी चौड़ी. तो कोशिश कीजिए कोई करियर काउंसलर अगर आपको मिले तो उनसे पूछिएगा, दे विल हेल्प यू आउट विद इट. हाँ जी. So when I talk about the number of freshers and people having 0 to 1 year of experience or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 plus years, how many of them are there in these IIMs? Let's talk about it. 39% of the people in IIM Ahmedabad are freshers. 40% of the people writing CAT are freshers. Isn't it exactly the same? Right? 16% of the people are almost a fresher because they have an experience of 0 to 1 year. ये freshers ही तो हो गए तकरीबन. 26% of the people have an experience of 1 to 2 years. So you see, people having more than 2 years of experience are very less in IIM Ahmedabad. Whereas, if I look at the number of freshers in IIM Bangalore, it is just 19%. Number of freshers in IIM Calcutta is 43%. In IIM Indore, they are 45%. So this is all depending upon their selection criteria. Possibly I am Bangalore and I am Lucknow, they would be giving some extra marks for the work experience, which I am Indore or I am Calcutta or I am Ahmedabad might not be doing. या वो कुछ ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स दे रहे होंगे, ये फर्क हो सकता है. सो ये सब उस पर डिपेंड करता है. बट एज यू कैन सी हियर, it's not that the percentage of freshers in any of the colleges is very less. वो तो कहीं पर भी नहीं है ना कि 10% से कम freshers ले लियो, बाकी सारे वर्कएक्स वाले ले लियो. You can say in IIM Bangalore probably they are more tilted towards the WorkEx guys, but that's not the story with the other IIMs. In all other IIMs, you would say actually the percentage of freshers is quite on the higher side. It's not bad, right? It's quite on the higher side. मैंने BMS लिया है ग्रेजुएशन कोर्स. दैट्स वेरी गुड श्रद्धा. आई मीन दैट सूट्स योर चॉइस ऑफ MBA एज वेल. ओके जी, फिर मैं आगे बढ़ता हूं यहां से. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द टाइम मैनेजमेंट थिंग. एज सम ऑफ यू आर सेइंग कि सर मैं जॉब कर रहा हूं, कैसे टाइम मैनेज करूं, क्या करना चाहिए. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट नाउ, दैट व्हाट यू शुड बी डूइंग फॉर द टाइम मैनेजमेंट. सो दिस इज अ चार्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू मी दैट अ पर्सन कैन फॉलो, द पर्सन हु इज working somewhere. If I'm assuming 10 hours of your day go into the job, basically going to the job, coming back, कुछ टाइम उसमें लगता है. 8 to 9 hours आपका जॉब टाइम भी होगा. तो ऐसे केस में तकरीबन 10 आवर्स में आपका वर्किंग आवर्स मान रहा हूं. सो गेट अप एट 5 o'clock and for 2 hours, that is from 5 to 7, prepare for your cat. ठीक है. टेक आउट दोज 2 hours फॉर योर कैट प्रिपरेशन. यू माइट बी सेइंग सर 5 बजे कैसे उठ सकता हूं मैं तो उठता ही सीधा 9 बजे हूं, तैयार होके 9:30 बजे निकलता हूं. यू हैव टू चेंज दैट हैबिट. फॉर दिस वन पर्टिकुलर ईयर प्रोबेबली यू हैव टू वर्क अलॉट. ठीक है. आपको थोड़ी सी ज्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, तभी बात बनेगी. एक साल के लिए तो अदरवाइज दिस कैन नॉट बी डन. आई होप यू गेट माई पॉइंट, राइट. ये तो हमें करना पड़ेगा ना. अगर कैट जैसा एग्जाम निकालना है विच इज नॉट दैट इजी, उसके लिए इतनी मेहनत तो मुझे करनी पड़ेगी कि एक साल के लिए आई विल हैव टू प्रोबेबली सेक्रीफाइस ऑल माय I mean facilities and conveniences, comforts, and then I have to work for that, right? This is extremely important. I think all of you must be doing. So get up at 5 o'clock, study till 7 o'clock, right? These 2 hours are for your preparation. Then from 7 to 9 is your me time. Me time means you, I mean, go for a walk or jogging or something. Or after that, you get fresh, you take bath and you have food. And I mean, yoga, whatever you are doing. So 2 hours are sufficient to get prepared, I mean, for your office. 9 बजे आप ऑफिस के लिए निकल गए, 7 बजे आप ऑफिस से आए, एंड देन 2 hours you take rest. Once again, your me time. You watch TV, news, or you read something or meet your friends or something. And last 2 hours of the day, 9 to 11, once again cat prep. Probably this is a good schedule according to which you would be able to take out 4 hours every day for your cat preparation. Daily आप 4 hours निकाल पाएंगे, even if you are working somewhere. I hope this will suit most of you. But yes, there might be some people, उनके साथ ऐसा हो सकता है कि नहीं सर 9 से 7 जॉब नहीं है, मेरी तो चलती है 8 to 8. ठीक है. जाने में टाइम ज्यादा लगता है, आने में टाइम ज्यादा लगता है. Probably you have to decrease your me time then. You have to sacrifice a little bit more with respect to these people that I'm talking about. As I said, there is no generic solution. In my opinion, probably this is the solution which will suit the most. ठीक है. Of course, you can change it according to your work schedule. कुछ लोगों की नाइट शिफ्ट होती है, वो उसके हिसाब से चेंज कर लेंगे. कुछ लोगों की 12 आवर्स शिफ्ट होती है, उसके बाद 24 आवर्स का गैप होता है, आप ऐसा चेंज कर लीजिए. दैट्स कंप्लीटली अप टू यू कि आप जिस जॉब में हैं उसके हिसाब से यू हैव टू चेंज इट. ओके. मैं 4 बजे उठती हूँ, कभी कभी 4 बजे उठते हो श्रद्धा शर्मा, आपके पास ज्यादा टाइम होगा प्रिपेयर करने का, उससे अच्छी तो बात ही नहीं है. बट हाँ, मैं अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ अगर आप 4 बजे उठते होगे तो आप सोते थोड़ा जल्दी होगे शायद. I mean, this can't be done that you sleep at 11 and every day you get up at 4. That means you have just 5 hours of sleep, which is never sufficient. At least 6 hours sleep is needed for an adult, right? And good amount of sleep is 8 hours. Minimum 6 तो सबको चाहिए ही चाहिए. Okay. Now, when I talk about the weekends now, अभी बात कर रहा था मैं weekdays की, अब बात करता हूँ weekends की. Weekends में I think you should increase your prep time to 4 hours now. ठीक है. 4 घंटे का कर लीजिए. If you can increase it by more, I mean nothing like that. लेकिन कम से कम 4 घंटे का सुबह का टाइम. You can delay your sleep time by 1 hour कि आज मैं 5 की बजाय 6 बजे उठूंगा. But then I'll be studying from 6 to 10, right? 6 से लेके 10 बजे तक मुझे पढ़ना है. After that, you can socialize, you can spend time with your friends till 7 p.m., right? I have been extremely lenient with this part. I mean 9 hours on Saturday as well as Sunday for socializing, though this is too much. In my opinion, you can definitely take out 2 hours from this time as well, and at the end of the day once again you can have 2 hours, क्योंकि मी टाइम तो फिर मैं यहां भी दे रहा हूं ना सोशलाइज करने के बाद भी, राइट? सो इन माय ओपिनियन अ पर्सन कैन टेक आउट 8 आवर्स, बट मुझे ये भी लगा कहीं मैं बोलूंगा तो आपको ये ना लगे कि सर आप कुछ ज्यादा शायद वो कर रहे हैं, है ना, स्ट्रिक्ट हो रहे हैं। इतना नहीं किया जाता जॉब के साथ साथ। आई नीड सैटरडे संडेज, क्योंकि पार्टी वार्टी भी करनी होती है, कुछ चीजें लेने का भी दिन होता है वो, तो ऐसे में नहीं हो पाता ये सब, बी स्लीप फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड। सो दैट्स वेरी लीनियंट 6 आवर्स, ठीक है, वो तो करना ही करना है। बट अ सीरियस स्टूडेंट इन माय ओपिनियन कैन इवन टेक आउट 8 hours a day to study for this. I think this is something can be done, that you spend 4 hours daily on your weekdays, that makes it 20 hours, 8 hours daily on your weekends, that makes it 16 hours. So 36 37 hours you can take out every week for your CAT preparation. From today I think approximately 40 42 weeks are left for your CAT exam. तो 42 वीक्स अगर मैं मान लेता हूं, 36 आवर्स आपके पास पर वीक अगर आ रहा है, दैट्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम इन माय ओपिनियन, है ना? तो काफी सारे आवर्स हो जाते हैं। अगर आप देखो तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली कितना हो गया ये, 1507 आवर्स, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1505 और समथिंग, ठीक है। सो 1500 आवर्स के आसपास तो डेफिनेटली ही है, विच इज क्वाइट अ लॉट, है ना? आप आराम से मेरे ख्याल से कर पाएंगे सर। ओके जी, तो मैं आगे बढ़ता हूँ। सॉरी 1512 आवर्स था वो, अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि वो ऑड नंबर कैसे आ गया। बीइंग ए क्वांट फैकल्टी आई कीप थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस थिंग। Strategy for VARC. So this strategy for VARC is applicable to all the kids whether you are working or not working. ये मेरे ख्याल से सब पे लागू होनी चाहिए, ठीक है? People who are currently not working anywhere, you have a lot of time, right? Now, how do you make your schedule accordingly? You can of course decide by yourself. There I would not be having any say. मुझे नहीं लगा वहां पे मैं कोई जेनरिक सॉल्यूशन दे पाऊंगा। यहाँ जॉब के केस में मुझे लगता है जेनरिक सॉल्यूशन एक हो सकता है, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल go for their job at around 9 o'clock and come back by 7 o'clock. बट जो जॉब नहीं कर रहे हैं, कहीं पढ़ाई वढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए तो ये बिल्कुल ही डिफरेंट हो जाता है। वो अपने हिसाब से टाइम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं। बट यस, व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट VARC का फर्स्ट पार्ट विच इज वर्बल एबिलिटी, which has grammar, vocabulary, other types, and practice, I think at least 4 to 6 hours a week, every person must take out if you are working somewhere, right? But if you are a non-working guy, right, and non-studying as well, ठीक है, जो बच्चे पढ़ाई कर रहे होंगे शायद उनके लिए भी 4 to 6 hours ही निकाल पाना आसान होगा। But if you have completely devoted all your time for CAT preparation only, for those guys, I feel they should be able to take out 8 to 10 hours per week for the VA part, right? For the working people, it should be 4 to 6 hours. For the non-working kids and non-studying in graduation or all, right, who are completely for CAT, for those people, I feel this time should be 8 to 10 hours to study these four things: grammar, vocabulary, other types से मेरा मतलब यहाँ पे है odd one out, para completion, para summary and all. For those kids this is important, and practice of all these areas. Practice of all these areas. Practice के बिना तो सब बेकार है. If you are not practicing them well तो सब useless हो जाएगा, right? Then ये था VA की बात. But when I talk about RC, for RC, RC is more important. You all know that out of 24 questions in VARC in last 2 years, 16 questions have been from RC and 8 questions have been from VA. Of course, you have to spend more time for RCs then. At least 8 hours a week for the working kids and at least 12 to 14 hours a week for the non-working kids. This is the time that you should be spending on RCs, reading the concepts, reading a lot of articles from different areas to be comfortable with reading comprehension, and then practicing a lot many different type of questions कि अच्छा इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन में क्या करना है, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन में क्या करना है, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन में क्या करना है, वो सारी चीजें करने के लिए आई थिंक यू नीड दिस मच ऑफ टाइम in your RC section as well. That should be the strategy for VARC according to me. Then comes the third portion, that is LRDI. Once again, LRDI, you can divide it into two parts, and once again, LR is more important. I think 70% or 80% of your section would be LR, and the remaining 30% to 20% of the section would be your DI. So when I talk about data interpretation, the different type of charts and the calculation based questions or practicing the calculations for the working kids, once again, I feel they should be spending at least 4 to 6 hours a week on DI And for the non-working kids, they should be spending at least 6 to 8 hours a week, every week, for data interpretation only. Please keep this in mind. Here, when I'm talking about data interpretation, I'm just talking about data interpretation, not data interpretation based upon logical reasoning or LR completely. सिर्फ और सिर्फ यहाँ मैं DI के बारे में ही बात कर रहा हूँ. Sir, I'm an engineering final year student preparing for CAT 23 and be confused to choose branch in MBA. Akash Agarwal, I think you don't need to confuse about that, because in most of the college, the first year is common for all kids. सबके लिए कॉमन होता है. सेकेंड ईयर में जाके आपको चूज करना होता है व्हाट स्पेशलाइजेशन यू वांट टू टेक, एंड बिकॉज इन द फर्स्ट ईयर यू वुड बी स्टडिंग ऑल द स्पेशलाइजेशन, एट दैट टाइम ओनली यू कैन चूज कि मुझे नेक्स्ट ईयर में क्या पढ़ना है. सो जस्ट डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. Then, when I talk about logical reasoning has puzzles based questions, Venn diagrams, games and tournaments, metrics and arrangements, and then arrangement based questions, DI based puzzles. There are a lot many types of LRs. As I told you, LR is more important. For the working kids, I feel you should be spending at least 6 to 8 hours a week on LR. For the non-working kids, time should be at least 12 to 4 hours per week that you should be spending on that. I repeat, when I talk about the working kids, right? How are you going to spend your time? I have already given it to you. सुबह के 2 घंटे, शाम के 2 घंटे, weekdays पे, weekends पे सुबह 4 hours, then 2 hours, then 2 hours, 8 hours every day. I think that should be sufficient to cover all the things that I have already told you, right? And finally, when I talk about quantitative ability, in quantitative ability, we know these are the 5 areas in order of their importance. Arithmetic is the most important area from which you get approximately 40% of your QA section. Algebra gives you approximately 30% of your QA section. Geometry is 20%, roughly 5 to 7% is number system, roughly 3 to 5% is higher mathematics, right? That is permutation, combination and all. So this completely makes your QA section roughly इतना percentage रहता है. So you have to devote your time according to that only. सबसे ज्यादा टाइम पहले अर्थमेटिक पे लगाइए, फिर अलजेब्रा पे, फिर ज्योमेट्री पे, and spend at least 10 to 12 hours a week for the working kids. For the non-working kids, I think this should be at least 16 to 18 hours per week that you should be spending on quantitative ability. Okay. This is all the structure that I feel that for the working kids and non-working kids that you guys should be following. And finally, the most important part in the last 2 months is practice, practice, practice. You have to focus on a lot of mocks. बहुत सारे मॉक्स आपको लिखने पड़ेंगे. ये सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी चीज है आपके लिए. अभी तक जो भी आपने पढ़ा, जो भी प्रिपरेशन आपने की है, that all will become useless. All will become useless if you do not practice well. विदाउट प्रैक्टिस एवरीथिंग वुड गो इन विन. कोई फायदा ही नहीं रहेगा उसका. तो प्लीज कीप दिस इन माइंड. आपको खूब सारी प्रैक्टिस करनी है, खूब सारे मॉक्स लिखने हैं, मॉक के एनालिसिस पे बहुत अच्छे से आपको अटेंशन देना है. दिस इज द फाइनल लेग ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन, वेयर यू सॉलिडिफाई योर स्ट्रेटेजीज, solidify your concepts, you practice them well, and you make them your own. Okay. This is the strategy according to me for all of you. That was all from my side, guys. If you are looking for a CAT 2023 comprehensive program, yes, we do provide that as well. Okay. We have 300 plus engaging videos, 135 plus live sessions, a lot of practice questions, mock tests, and then access to learning journey. So many things are there. This all is available to you, and therefore we call it a comprehensive program. I'm sure that probably this is the best program that you can get for CAT 2023 in the market currently. Also, to get scholarship to join that program on 4th of February, that is tomorrow, we are having a test at 7 p.m. You can register now for it on BYJU'S Exam Prep app. BYJU'S Exam Prep app. Go there, register for the test, and you can actually win a lot of prizes through that test. If you are also writing Maharashtra MBA exam, CET exam, so we are having an All India Open Mock from 11th February to 19th of February. These All India Open Mocks are completely free for everyone, and therefore they are pretty important because they are free. They would be written by so many students that you get a realistic picture that where do you stand currently. Okay. We are also available on all these media handles, that is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Play Store, and Telegram as well. Okay, that is all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. I am sure this session was useful for you. You could get some important insights from this. We will meet once again very soon with some other topic. Till then, bye bye. Take care, Tara. Have a good day. Soon we'll